Uganda's Constitutional Court has rejected a petition seeking to annul an anti-gay law that has been roundly condemned internationally as one of the toughest laws in the world.
Injunction against its enforcement. We, however,
the court found on Wednesday that some sections of the law violated the rights to health and was inconsistent with the right to health, privacy and freedom of religion, but did not block or suspend the law.
12(1) of the ICECR.
We decline to nullify the Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023 in its entirety. Neither will we grant a permanent injunction against its enforcement, Justice Richard Butera, the Uganda'S Deputy Chief Justice and head of the court, said in the land.
As well as the right to health and Section 14 of the Act to be inconsistent with the right to health, privacy and freedom of religion that are respectively recognized under Article 12 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 14(1) of the ICC, and Article 29(1)(c) of the Uganda Constitution. It will suffice to observe here that
the five-member court reached unanimous decision to reject the petition against the law, which enjoys broad popular support in the country. In a statement posted on X, the Uganda-based Human Rights Awareness and Promotion Forum warned that the decision unfortunately will fuel human rights violation against the gay community in the country. Stephen Kabuye, a 25-year-old activist and executive director of the advocacy group Colored Voice Truth to LGBTQ, also warned against the dangers of the court decision. In January, he was stabbed by an unknown assailant after receiving death threats for his advocacy. The court decision opens a Pandora box that will push the lives of gay Ugandans furthermore into darkness, he wrote on X. The Constitutional Court of Uganda has denied nullifying the Anti-Homosexuality Law 2023 in its entirety. The LGBTQ community has pushed further in the darkness as always, with the claim of protecting public policy and moral value.
Is that this petition substantially fails with the following orders. A. Sections 3, subsection 2C, section 9, 11(2)(d), and 14 of the Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023 are hereby struck down. Each party shall bear its costs. It is so.
What we've seen today in the Constitutional Court of Uganda, of course, is very flabbergasting. It is very clear that the Constitutional Court of Uganda is on life support. It is very clear that our court is filled up with NRM activists who are posing as judges. It is evident that we lack constitutionalists in the Constitutional Court of Uganda. The ruling we've received today is an attack on human rights. The ruling shows that homophobia is legalized in Uganda. This is absolute BS. It is unacceptable. We have to fight back and challenge this law in the Constitutional Court of Uganda. So folks, do not lose hope. Our country is collapsing before our eyes, but we need to fight for equal rights and justice for each and every one. LGBT+ rights are human rights. So let's not allow politicians to divide us. Let's not allow politicians to use hate, to use negative stereotypes, to use propaganda and misinformation to curtail on rights of the LGBTQ plus community. Enough is enough to this BS. It is time to stand in solidarity with the LGBTQ plus community and fight for their rights. An attack on one Ugandan is an attack on all of us. It is a shame to our politicians in parliament who voted for this law, using emotions, not reasoning and facts. It is a shame to religious leaders who were trading on propaganda and homophobia to spread hate. It is a shame to cultural leaders who are pushing for this law. Homosexuality is not a problem of Uganda. It is hate. It is corruption. It is ruthlessness of our leaders. We are losing it, Ugandans. Today, it is very clear that the Constitutional Court has failed the international test. Everyone has seen how the judiciary in Uganda is dysfunctional. It is a shame. We need to free ourselves from the captivity of Despot Museveni and his triangular dynasty. Folks, this is unacceptable. I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say, because I never in my life anticipated that in 2024 the judges would fail to nullify the draconian anti-homosexuality law of 2023. This is appalling. I don't know what to say. It is crazy.
The legislation was adopted in May, triggering outrage among the LGBTQ community, rights campaigners, and United Nations and Western Union. The Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023 imposes penalties of up to life imprisonment for consensual same-sex relationship, and contains provision that makes aggravated homosexuality an offense punishable by death. Yoweri Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, struck a defiant tone with officials accusing the West of trying to pressure Africa into accepting homosexuality. The Constitutional Court in Kampala began hearing case in December.
I was disappointed because many people are talking about World Bank, that we can't afford the law, that they are not going to give us money. But the truth is, we can't afford LGBTQ. And to me, it was a perfect moment in court to interrogate Pepe Onzima. How much did she spend on getting a sex surgery? The average sex surgery is about $25,000. Now, if only 1% of Uganda's young people take gay identity, LGBT theory, and they take sex surgery, that's $25,000 times 500,000 people. Uganda can't afford those billions. Not only that, they must have a lifetime of hormones, they must have a lifetime of gels, they must have a lifetime of steroids. This is big pharmaceutical, hooking our children to this. The second thing we can't afford is HIV/AIDS. The new HIV/AIDS law means that Ugandans are the ones who are supposed to pay for treating people with HIV. Me, my brother Steve. Now, if more people get HIV, that means the taxpayers are mandated to pay. And many of you know we are struggling to raise taxes. We are told that people who practice homosexuality are 10 times more likely to get and spread HIV. This is a study all over sub-Saharan Africa. 2009, the Lancet magazine published those papers, even up to today. Any group that is 10 times, that's 100% more likely to have and spread HIV. The average cost of treating someone with HIV in America is $50,000 per person. 50. If only 10% of Ugandans get HIV as a result of this, we are going to be bankrupted. So the judgment today was protecting not only our culture, but protecting Uganda from sliding into economic bankruptcy, spending malaria money in buying sodomy girls. We can't spend money of helping women to give birth in sex changes. So I really missed my day in court because I wanted to ask Pepe. I wanted to ask Andrew Mwenda. Andrew Mwenda, in what capacity do you defend homosexuals? Are you yourself a homosexual? How do you speak for them? Because we have seen many people come here, including Andrew Mwenda, crying, oh, you can't do this, you can't. But Andrew Mwenda, in what capacity do you speak for homosexuals? Are you yourself a homo or you are not? Are you paid to be? So I did get that chance to ask Andrew Mwenda.
Now the petition was brought by two law professors from Makerere University in Kampala, legislator from the ruling party, and human rights activists. They said the law violates fundamental rights guaranteed by Uganda's constitution, including freedom from discrimination and the right to privacy. The petitioners also said it contravenes Uganda's commitment under international human rights law, including the UN Convention Against Torture. In August, the World Bank announced that it was suspending new loans to Uganda over the law because it fundamentally contradicts the values espoused by the international institution. In December, Uganda Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Henry Okello Oryem accused the West of seeking to coerce assent to accepting the same-sex relationship using aid and loans. In 2014, international donors had slashed aid to Uganda after Museveni approved a bill that sought to impose life sentences for homosexual relationship, which was later overturned. The ruling is part of a growing anti-gay crackdown across Africa. Ghana passed stringent anti-gay legislation in February, intensifying a crackdown on the rights of LGBTQ people. Homosexuality is criminalized in more than 30 of Africa's 54 countries. Some Africans see as a behavior imported from abroad and is not a sexual orientation.